Welcome to Milk Boys Podcast, where blood is the only thing that make us close. I'm your boy, Guppy G. I got my co-host with me, Big Rome.
What it do? Good to
And
be
ladies
here.
and gentlemen, we have a special guest with us from 2311, the Milk legend, Big Harp.
Wow, Mr. 2311 himself. Always represent the Milk.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Dat Media production, a Dat Media company production. Man, I am excited, bro. Since we thought about kicking this thing off, we wanted to have Big Harp on this thing, and Big Rome made this thing happen for us. So, Harp, introduce yourself to the world. We know you, but let the world know who you is.
It depends on the time you know me. I mean, my elementary school partners, they know me as Ryan. You know what I'm saying? But then when I got active, they started calling me by my last name, Mr. Harper. You know what I'm saying? It all go together, Ryan Harper.
At 2311.
Mister
2311
Shave
Harp.
Harpo.
So for those, obviously people that never listened to us before, I don't even think people that listen to us, but people that don't know, you and Tater were neighbors.
Next door neighbors.
Y'all were next door neighbors. So shout out to our other co-hosts, Tater, Z, Wayne, and Brian. We're gonna hold it down for them tonight, man. We're gonna get into some interesting fucking topics, some shit that people never heard before from us or from anybody else in the Melf. And we're gonna center this thing around Harp at the beginning, and then we're just gonna get into some shit, talk about some current events that's going on in the world and some shit in the Harp in the neighborhood. So Harp, give us some of your earliest memories in the Melf.
All right. First of all, a lot of people don't know my actual birth address was 1309 South Saratoga, which is a block like outside of the Melf. I was born on Saratoga, which my mother stayed on Saratoga, but my father always was in the Melf. Right? You know how it be when you come home from the hospital, you come from charity to your mama, right? But I always was 2311 from out the gate since 78, right? I've been through a lot, man. I've been through a lot. Lost a lot. You know, I don't want to make it a sad podcast, but let's start there. How a kid could grow up. Well, man, you were talking about that, Ron, when we was on the neutral ground, man. I was unfortunate as a kid not to have his mother, right? I grew up without a mother. She actually got killed on Saratoga when I was 5 months old. So, you know, I was born in 78. My mama died in 79, January of 79. So just imagine an upbringing when everybody else could go to theirs and you ain't got yours. But I got a substitute. I got two of them, right? I got two grandmothers that love me dearly. Two grandmothers, one in the Melf, one on Saratoga. Shout out to Miss Clotilde. Y'all know who that is. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Right.
He would come out on that porch and make sure everybody was doing what the hell they was supposed to do.
Right. And you couldn't do anything in that hallway. Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, right. But man, the thing is, man, you know, when you looking for it's nothing greater than to have your father's mother and your mother's mother having an impact on your upbringing, right? Let's start there. You know what I'm saying? Both of my grandmothers kept me real accountable. You know what I'm saying? But I'm moving too fast because I don't want to not put my father in it because he always was there. Right?
Shout out to Slim, man.
Y'all know that.
He kept a lot of us in line.
Right. Big Curl, man. Curl, Melf Legend, Curl Slim. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that he died on me a couple of years ago, but my pops was like the big homie in the project. You think that's accurate by saying that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, big homie.
For sure.
Big
you
homie.
ain't got to ask that question. Come on, man. Come on.
Somebody told, look, know what's crazy? Somebody was talking on Neutral Ground, nigga tell you always saying like you ain't never had no big homie. I said, man, the crazy part is when your father's the big homie, where do you go after that? Like my father was the big homie to the big homies. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So, not to toot my own horn or whatever, but that's what me and Big Ron was talking about one day. The importance of being, I think we could start here. The importance of men being in boys' lives.
For real
You know
though.
what I'm saying? We all been, I had my father, we had Coach Wayne at St. John. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of men that I had my grandfather, both of them. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that was important, man. That was important. That's my upbringing. Being a man amongst men was all what my father used to preach. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can start it off like that.
Anybody know Carl Slim, man? He would preach to you, but he was spitting some real shit. Like, because he experienced that shit. Like
Right,
he wasn't just talking.
right,
You know what I
for
mean?
real.
Like he experienced the shit that he was telling us what to do, what not to do. Like he wasn't just an old head that was filling you of nonsense. Like he knew
No
exactly
doubt.
what the hell he was talking about.
No doubt.
Right. Because I
Go ahead,
mean,
Ron.
I tell people, go ahead, Ron, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like when we was kicking it on that topic in the on the neutral ground, it was more or less about how important is one of the most important things in the world, especially for a kid, having that father figure or some type of father figure in their
Right,
life. You know what I'm saying? Like just different things can go like they say a father can raise a son and a daughter, but it's hard for a mother to raise a son into a man. She making raise the daughter because she know everything
Right.
about being a woman, but the father in the house just around a father figure is so pivotal. You know what I'm saying? So man,
right,
it's a good topic. That's why we respect your daddy like that because he was there. Even though you lost your mom at an early age, he was there. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. And that was a blessing,
See,
man.
and
I
I
ain't
knew you
gonna
lost your mom at an early age. I didn't know exactly how young you actually was.
Right.
I
I
thought
ain't
you
know
was
how
like a
young.
little bit older
Right.
than 5 months. I thought you was like
Right.
1 and 2.
I'm saying five wrong.
Uh-huh.
I was born in August, and my mama died the day I think Martin Luther King died in January the 16th or something like that. In '79, I was born in '78. So yeah, so I
Bro.
had
So
like a couple
that's
of
just
months with
months.
my
You
mom.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Months
Yeah,
apart.
because you
Yeah.
just had I had my
For sure.
birthday was last Wednesday. Your birthday is the 14th or the 15th?
yeah, the 14th. Yep, the 14th.
14th. I knew we was close.
Yep,
And then Rome birthday is in
Bro.
July.
yep.
Yeah.
That's the Leo.
So
That's the
I know
Leo
like
thing.
I know the month of all my partners' birthdays. Taylor's April,
Bro.
Wayne's January, Z February 3rd, Brian July. Like
This the
that's
crazy
one thing
thing.
I tried. Wick is June 20th. Lil was
No
June
doubt.
20th. They had the same birthday.
Uh-huh.
Like, I the one
But you,
thing
but
and
you.
Redhead July 23rd.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Rest in
So
peace, Red
that
and
one
Rock,
thing I
man.
try to remember all my homies' birthdays, man.
Rest in peace,
So
Yep.
man.
so
Sure.
yeah, so Harp, your life, if you can talk to anybody, your life is probably one of the most unsmooth lives there is. You enter the juvenile system. I mean, I shouldn't say juvenile system. You enter the justice system at a very, very young age. Let's
12
talk a
years
little
old.
bit about that.
Man, it was, I mean, it's crazy. Like, all right, here go my story. My grandmother died April the 5th, 1991, right? My
That's
mother's
your
mother, right?
mom?
Yeah, that's my mom. She died April the 5th, 1991. By August, no, it was July because I made my birthday in there. I did like a year and some months in CYC. Well, the youth study, CYC, you know what I'm saying? That what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm gonna make y'all laugh about it later on when we talk about the subject here because that's why we talking about the importance of a man being in a boy's life. You know what I'm saying? Because my father gave me some of the greatest advice ever. The first time I ever did time. But you talk about a time where now you got people, you got hard hitters that's older than me, and I'm 12 years old at the time, right? But I got to be a man amongst men, even as a little boy. You know what I'm saying? CY back
Mm-hmm.
then we did a whole lot of fighting, and I'm about to trip y'all head out. When I came in there, I didn't know how to fight. As good of a fighter as I became, I didn't know how to fight, but I always had heart, right? And I'll never forget my partner, man. We went to Tom on the phone together. Frank Nitty. You know what I'm saying? Ray
Shout
Frank
out
out the
to Frank
Magnolia.
Nitty.
No, his real name Frank Bailey. Frank Bailey, man, and went
Mm-hmm.
to Tom on the phone together. So when I got in there, he like, man, you not scary. You're a fight, but you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, what you mean? He like, you fighting an offensive fight. You need to learn how to fight a defensive fight. I'm like, I don't understand. So he going to sell with me when we in the hole, and he showed me. I'm like, oh, all right, that makes sense. Everybody's gonna make a mistake when they fight. You just gotta capitalize off the mistake. That's what they mean by a defensive fight. So yeah, man, I did juvenile time as a kid. I did a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? As an adult too. But I never was pushed all the way out of reach. You know what I'm saying? The more we get into this conversation, I'll let y'all know about a lot of things. Because I got some unbelievable stories we're gonna talk about. And like
Hell
people
So
yeah.
Hawk,
not gonna believe it. Huh?
so Hawk, where you get a people where you went? What was your elementary school? What was your middle school? What was your high school?
All right. This the this the I wanna say the bumpy road of a troublesome kid, right? So bam, I started out at Dry's Head Start right there on Dry's and Martin Luther King, right? That little
We
Ernst
all know
building that's
that.
Yep.
right there. Started there. Graduated from there. I burnt our house down on Saratoga. So we had to leave
How
from
the
all
fuck you did
Saratoga.
that? Hold on, pause. You can't just say you burned your house down and keep going. How the fuck? How the fuck you burn the house down?
Man, being mischievous looking under the bed for a toy
With
and
a
the
match?
lighter caught on to the blanket and no water wasn't close. So man, that's crazy. And that's crazy, but that's a crazy story because I had to go back in the house while I was smoking. Me and Wesley, well, y'all might know him as Wild off Saratoga, went and saved my little cousin Joshua, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he was in the
Come
house
on,
still sleeping in the bed. We had to go in there and go get him.
come on.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I
for
always been
sure.
kind of
Yeah,
a
keep
mischievous
going,
child.
man.
But look,
Yeah,
You was trying to speed through. You was trying to
back to the
speed through
story
that
at
shit.
hand.
so look, when I burnt the house down, we moved into Magnolia. 2520 Tyler down. That's right around the corner for where Juvenile was at. That's why I first met Juve at. You know what I'm saying? Right by the project office. We stayed right there across the street from Erskine and them. Right, you're in there, all them. We stay around them people there. Bobby and Dirk and them. So that makes me have to go to, hold up, before I went to Tone the Phone, I went to Audubon Montessori. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is really big, because we was getting bused from Tone the Phone to Audubon Montessori. And that was the first time I ever saw a black side and a white side in the school. We couldn't go on the white side when I was in elementary school. It was a black and white, one side black, one side white. One was regular for Audubon Montessori, the other side was for Tom LaFon. So I went there, I graduated from Tom LaFon. I went to Wilson after that, right? I stayed in Wilson my sixth and seventh grade year. I got caught with a Swiss Army knife. They put me out of Wilson, right?
Bro,
I
what
went,
you gonna do? You were trying to start fires or something? What the fuck you doing with a Swift Army knife?
no, back then we used to play spinning tops. And you need
Right.
the Swiss Army knife, you got all the flatheads, the Phillips, all that on there.
Fucking spitting time, bro. So you want to
Yeah,
play Google, huh?
yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, they still trying to figure out why I had that knife in school, man.
And you was
So
what?
look,
You was in sixth or seventh grade.
seventh grade, I was in the seventh grade, so I had to be 12. So yeah, so once I did that. Now this after me coming out the juvenile system, so we can meet you on the right timeline or whatever. So I stayed there, and I got put out. So of course I had to go to this program called Urban Impact, right? Impact is what it's called. Because you got to go to Impact to go get back in school after you come from McDonald's 16 and all that type of stuff. I done been through all that, right? So now to get back, they bring me to Sophie B. Wright. That's the middle school I graduated from,
Right.
right? So if it be right after right, I graduate from right. I go to full shit first. Stay in full shit, do some crazy thing. If you know, you know, bro.
Yeah, talk about that. What the fuck you
Yeah,
doing for
talk
shit?
about it.
What I did at full shit? Oh, I'm gonna tell you why
Yeah,
I got put out of full shit first. I knocked the assistant principal out. Right,
yeah.
that's
And
why.
motherfuckers, motherfucking Harp has always been a fighter,
Yeah,
bro.
but see, that's what I was talking
You
about.
knocked
Yeah,
the assistant principal out. You punched the
yeah.
fuck out of the
Man,
assistant principal
man,
and
put his
knocked him
hand
out.
in my face, man. Hey, man, put his hand. You don't put your hand in my face. Not when I'm talking to the ladies. So I wind up knocking them out. So they bring me to the most beautiful building I ever been in my life, man. And this is a part of the argument we
You went
had
to
the other
Clark?
day. They didn't know, huh? Oh no, who? Who? What?
So, this is later on
Struggle.
in the conversation. This is later on in the episode. We're gonna talk about this because I have some shit I want to say that you never ever realize, and I bet once I say it, you're gonna realize it.
What? All
Yeah,
right, we done. So look, so now I go to Booker Talaferro, Washington. And the reason why I say that like that, because I just had a talk on the Nutriground with somebody who told me they graduated and they didn't know what the T stand for. I said, you can't be an alumni if you don't know what the T stand for. We had to know that on senior night. Right, Ron?
Right. Big time.
So yeah, I went to Booker T. Man, I can tell where you want me to start at what happened in Booker T.
bro.
Man,
I
You have
didn't
start
a
from the
been
fucking you have a
I
beginning.
didn't been
story.
at
What
You
grade?
have
listen,
What
no,
grade
you
you
can
was
start
in?
wherever you want,
you know when we got into it with I ain't gonna call no names every time, but we got into it with some people that was active in the Magnolia when I was at Booker T. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out right now today, one of the people, me and them are real close. You know what I'm saying? Because me and him was the one that actually fist fight, right? Butch. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they had
Mhm.
shot at me and Redhead when we was Redhead back there creeping, trying to get by Coco and all that type of stuff. That y'all know that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Y'all know the
yeah.
story of Ready Rock and Coco. But
Mm-hmm.
they shot at us. So when I get back at school, you know, dude, in the midst of the fighting, I don't know that he got a gun on him. And some people gonna think I'm supersizing the order, but no, this straight hot off the grease. You hear me? Like, you know, and those who know, man, like I'm fighting the dude and the gun comes sliding out, right? So, but he went down, but he ain't knocked out. So when Mike D saw the gun slide, well, I saw the gun slide. Mike D hit him, so that what made him like, you know what I'm saying, drop a little bit. And I picked the gun up, so I'm about to do, you know, some crazy wild shit with Mr. Toubre. Like, no, Ryan, stop. I saw everything. So I wound up giving Toubre the gun. You know what I'm saying? And that just was one of the, and that was in my 11th grade year. You know what I'm saying? I could have lost
Bro.
my life in that incident there because it was really that serious. You know?
Bro.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Damn, damn. Go
Yep.
ahead, Ron. Ask your question.
Bro. Yeah, man. That's I remember Booker T did. We had some good times, man. Back then, when I was going to Booker T, bro, after I got off the football team, see, Hawk played football, so you got to tell us a little about that too.
Right,
So
So,
right, right.
that's good. So I came from Bell my ninth grade year. Coach Perkins was my head coach at Bell.
Yep,
right,
yep.
I was running. I was coming from Bell. Coach Perkins got the job at Booker T. So he was bringing a bunch of people from Bell to Booker T. Javon was quarterback. Hawk played DN.
Yep.
Uh,
Durant
what's
played
that dude named
running back.
Demetrius who ran with
Du-
Javon all the time? Javon Horn.
yeah,
I
yeah,
played
yeah, yeah,
receiver.
yeah. Yep.
Demetrius was on defense as well. But I
Yep.
ran the whole summer at Booker T before I went to Clark. I
bro.
ran the
Yep.
whole
Well,
fucking
look,
summer
wait.
with Coach Perkins, and it was like 2 weeks before school started, wrong. And my mom told
Uh-huh.
Coach Perkins I couldn't go to Booker T.
Bro. It's like
So
when I was in 8th grade in Worcester, I knew I was going to Booker T. Because at that time, you had to go to the school in your district. But
District. Right,
I
right.
was happy to go to Booker T because, man, my partner's in Booker T right now. And I'm like, man,
yeah,
that's where I want to go. So I'm in
that's
Worcester.
why I wanted to go too. That's why I wanted to
Coach
go too.
Perkins, Coach Perkins come, he get all the 8th graders in the in the gym. All us sitting in the gym. And
You
he
was in
asked
the
a
annex building?
question. No, we was in a gym in Worcester. Was
Oh, all right, all
at
right,
the
all
gym
right.
in Worcester. So Coach Perkins he said, who all planning on going to Booker T next year? Well, I'm the only one raised my motherfucking hand. I'm looking like there ain't nobody else in this motherfucker going to Booker T. Y'all act like Booker T ain't what it is, you heard me? Yeah, man.
Rome,
Yeah.
you know what's up, man. You knew that everybody couldn't walk that walk, bro, about Sylvania coming that way. Say, bro,
Nah, bro.
people, you know that, Rome. You
It
know
was
that.
different.
I even
It
had
was
to go
different.
through it when I first went there.
Booker T
Yeah,
was
I
You know
wanted to
that.
go
different,
there. My
bro.
mom was like, no, because Coach Perkins would coach all my aunties and my uncles too. And when he was my 9th grade coach at Bell, he was like, I'm bringing you with me. So we did. I even did the jamboree. We played the jamboree. I even did the jamboree with Booker T.
Right, right,
So
right.
here's what I was gonna get: Harp. You know those black and white cleats that you played in, the Nikes.
Yeah.
Those was mine. I told Coach Perk to give them to you.
What?
Bro.
Yeah,
He
the no
left
the
him, huh?
the like the Dion's that had the white scraps.
Right.
Right,
From the
yeah.
top, bro, the
When I
front
found
of
out, I was like, yeah, give him
Yeah.
to Ryan Harper. Because
Right.
I didn't know we had nobody else really from the Mouth on that team. Because Redhead
Right.
wasn't
No,
out at that time.
no, Redhead was on
He
the team.
wasn't out that summer.
All right,
It
no,
was
he
just
probably
me and
ain't.
you.
All right,
So he was.
okay.
I
Ever?
remember when I
No,
went, he
I
was
mean, ever
supposed
quit.
to. He was supposed to be on the team. That's why I was excited. I was like, man, Redhead gonna
Yeah.
play running back. Oh, it's about to go down. Like,
No,
you know,
because
because
the
I knew
first
how
year,
fast he was.
remember they went out of varsity and they came back. When they came back, they had to play 3A.
No. Our first year, my very first year would have been my 10th grade year. What year you graduated, Guppy?
98. But
I
that's
graduated in 98.
so this
So
would have
our
been
first
year
year,
90. This would have been year 96, 97.
96,
When they
97,
first came
we had
back
to
with
play a
varsity and they
JV
couldn't play
schedule.
4A.
No, we couldn't play varsity, period. We had to play like a
Right.
JV schedule.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
was
They
that
had
year.
suspended the whole program.
Right.
Yeah, they had
That was that
suspended
year.
the
That's the
whole
year I'm
program.
talking about.
Yep,
Harp,
yep.
you know when you say everybody couldn't walk that walk, right? Like people that I was in Worcester with, and one reason why I'm the only one raised my hand, like, you know, because I knew I was going there. That's why I knew that what my mama was gonna send me anyway. I used to tell people, and people don't believe me to this day. I tell people, I say, hey, you ever watch the movie Lean on Me? They say, yeah.
Right.
I said, that was my high school. For real.
Yep, yep,
That was my high school. Man, niggas around that time, bro, we had everything. We had the bras was pregnant in the hallway. We had the
yep,
graffiti on the
yep,
wall. We had the
yep,
dope bitch in high school. It was
yep.
lean on me. Trust me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't lying, bro. But what I'm saying about a lot of people couldn't walk that way, the walk was we knew how big your heart was if you was out the mouth the way you came to school. If you came straight down Clio, you got to come down Martin Luther King, turn by Savannah, get
I
the
did them both,
Rome.
huh? I did them both. I went up Luther King. I went up Clio. You heard me? I'm telling you.
No,
Look,
Rome, bro.
it
You
all
can't
depends
go
on who I
Clio,
was going to
man.
school with that day. You heard me?
Oh no, man. They call that the chicken walk, man.
Oh, the scared people walked up there, huh?
Hey, bro,
You
listen, if
ain't
the
never
mouth got
heard
to
that
with
one.
anybody, you want to know something, you'll know who really about it, because you going to see who going to go walk down there. What the name of that, the store was? Right there. It's on
Blue
Roman and,
store or the yellow store on the corner.
no, the one,
They had the
the
yellow
brick
store
store,
across from
brick and
Club
white.
LA.
No, I'm talking about in the Calio.
On
You
it.
know that store that's on Thalia and Roman. I can't think of it. I know it. I'm going to remember it. But yeah, like the Calio used to be by that brick house. You know that, wrong? On that corner where you got to make the turn that by the by the old washateria. If you couldn't go Guppy,
Right.
if you couldn't go there, I know a lot of people couldn't walk that way, man.
Say I was on the other. I went to that other school in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you went to
I went to
Buncombe S.
Clark.
Clark. I mean Joseph S. Clark.
And dog, you want to know? Do you want to know what the weirdest fucking thing was? Like
What?
knowing how close we was in the neighborhood, and then have to fucking play y'all in sports. Like we didn't play
Right,
y'all in
right,
football because y'all wasn't in our district, but we played y'all in
right,
basketball tournaments and shit. And I'm like, man, these are my closest fucking friends.
right.
That and people like today would think that was so weird because the school was what 4 blocks away from each other,
Blocks
Yeah, yeah,
away.
literally,
Yeah, blocks
and
literally.
you
away.
didn't play each other in football, but I mean you play each other in
Y'all
like
used to
basketball
walk to our
tournaments.
tournaments. Y'all Clark
But
used to
it
walk to
was
our
funny
basketball
because
tournaments.
while we was playing with each other, we would just all crack jokes in the middle of the game, like it wasn't really a competitive game. Like we would fuck with each other, try to pull each other's shorts down. I remember on free throw
Yep.
line, I tried to pull Javon's shorts down.
Yep.
Whoa.
It
Whoa.
just goes to show you though, man. Like,
Don't you
but
worry
all
about it.
that you know, we missing one of the greatest parts of this conversation if we gonna talk about the beginning, because the beginning all started in that parking lot when them two goals came out,
Yep.
and you know
Talk
what I'm
about it.
saying.
Talk about
Y'all
it.
know what I'm talking about. St. John, man. We knew
Mm-hmm.
who was gonna be what because of what happened at St. John. That's
Yep.
what I just told
So
somebody, man. They should do a St. John reunion
so
because
let me
that was
let's give people a little background. So St. John was a community center, but it was also attached to a Catholic church. And they had a blacktop that was the parking lot. And they would lock 2 basketball goals every night. And they will pull them out so that we can practice every day because it was part of the New Orleans Recreation Department program. So we would practice there, and then all of us played for St. John in our neighborhood. Like
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
played for St. John, and then we go down and play against different recreation departments in the city of New Orleans. But that is where it all started on that fucking blacktop in that church
Yeah,
parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
The
yeah.
whole and there was no lines. There was no lines in the parking lot. We just imagined things, and that's how we rolled.
Yeah. See, the crazy part was you knew who was the who's who, like the Greeders and the Dinos and Tory.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Laurel and them. All them was the team that were Green and Dino and them was my age team.
There
But
was
you
our
knew
age,
what was
but
next. Huh? Yeah, you
mm-hmm.
knew what was next because you saw it in on the blacktop. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like Sugar Bear and them before us. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you could if you could just visualize the talent that we had in that area,
right,
man.
right.
Like
And then
I
we
just
would drive to pick up Dino and Greedy from
right,
their house because they played on
right,
our team. And
right.
Tori was just different. Tori was just a dog.
I just
And
told
then you
somebody
had,
this
and
was
then
crazy.
you
Not to
grew
cut
up.
you off.
Go ahead.
Well, I gotta say this here. This how good Tory was. I just told somebody this. My dad, my dad, like we back with my pops, right? So when the
Mm-hmm.
Mel played Gertown and them, they'll be playing for $10,000, $20,000 a game, right? Because now we talking about D-boy money and all that. Dandon and Cash and what his name? The Hankton dude, the big one who played for Auburn. I can't think his name, but he played power forward for Auburn. All of them played on my daddy team, right? And guess who was the shooting guard at 12, 13 years old? On that team while they playing for $20,000, $30,000. Tory.
Yeah. Tori Elba was a dog, man. And then
Man.
and then we grew up watching people like Dwayne Spencer,
Right.
went on and played
Right.
LSU, Georgetown,
Real,
like
real talent.
Randy
Real
Livingston.
talent.
Randy
Real
Livingston,
talent.
right. Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
these are people like we watching up close and that we mimic our game after.
Right. Like
But
I
and
remember
like I
being
said,
a
what
kid.
made it weird is like when we started playing against each other in like high school, made it that much harder and you had to hone your skills because we knew each other's every fucking move because we played with each other every day outside of school.
Crazy gut Moan right now, still to this day.
And then
My Moan, right?
Mon was
Played
my
on
point
y'all
guard.
team, Moan. Huh?
Mon was my point. Mon was my point guard in high
Right, that's what
school.
I'm about to say. You know what Moan called me to this day, right now? 10-4-A elbow.
Yep. Yep.
Man, I was swinging them bowls in that post, man.
Yeah, yep. And you got a lot of offensive fouls though. A lot of fucking
Because
offensive
he
fouls.
playing football, you hear me? Playing
He played
basketball.
football. That
I
fucking
knew how to
Ramon
use
just
my
passed me the ball. I
5 fouls,
shoot
man.
that bitch.
That's what I'm saying.
So, not Rome. I'm gonna both. This for both of y'all, Rome and Hart. Some of your fondest memories of growing up in the Mouth. Go ahead, Hart. You go first.
Okay, let me go ahead,
No,
Hawk.
let Ron go. Cause Ron, go ahead, Ron. You go first. Go ahead.
I'm gonna plug this one in right here. One of my fondest memories, you hear me? You know, people don't know. I might still had a jacket in the closet. You heard me? Like we won a championship with the Project League. You heard me? Like you know what I'm saying? And I had the honors of going to Booker T wearing my jacket. You heard me? Like shout out to Sugar Bear. You
Wearing your
dig?
blue
Suge
jacket.
was our coach
Yep. Yep.
for the Project League. We was the champions. You know what I'm saying? You
Y'all
dig?
won one, Ron?
Yeah,
Y'all won
man.
one? Y'all won one? We won three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we won one. That's
We
all I
won
need.
three.
You heard? I still
Look,
got
we
my
won three.
jacket.
But look, you gotta realize, look,
Rome played.
Ron,
Rome played that year under us though.
right. We won three, and guess what? I was the rush man. But you gotta realize we got
Mm-hmm.
Sip, we got Sip, Sherman, Cleve, Rob,
Yeah.
Redhead, Lil, man, and then
Yep.
Sugar Bear and them taught
Yep.
us that remember they had a defense that nobody could stop. And he taught it to us. That's why
Bro,
I was the rush man. Cut off half
that
side of
was
the field
straight
and rush.
talent.
Yeah,
That's
that
all
was
that's
nice.
all I can
Yep.
remember is just being
I
on
just played.
Clio,
Played in the middle.
Oh
being
look,
on
my
Clio
one of my greatest fondest members, I got it. I just thought about it. The DJs by Pinkies.
for sure. For sure.
Ooh. Yeah, cause you
Them
would watch
DJs
motherfuckers
by
shake. You watching
Pinkies.
girls shake that ass.
Nasty boy.
Man, them DJs by Pinkies.
Yes.
You nasty motherfucker. You were just watching the popper.
They
Bro.
talking about on a Friday we going to New Orleans Centers, go and get your little fit from Lars and Taylor's or whatever. You heard me? Go get you a pair, nice little 1-2. Get you some whatever Jordans came out that Tuesday. Jordans used to come out Tuesday or Wednesday. You heard me? And we'll go to the
They
DJ
come
by
out on
Pinkies, man.
Wednesday. If you know somebody, you can get them on Tuesday.
Tuesday, right. Yep. Yeah, that was
Bro.
one of my greatest memories. Pinkies, the DJ.
Yeah,
Mine would be,
for sure.
man, just us fighting each other and then going right back to fucking playing together. Like
No
it was
doubt.
a
No
few people
doubt.
like you didn't. A few people like you just didn't fight because you knew the outcome. You argue with them and
Uh,
you argue with them all day. And there's a few people you
What
just
was the
didn't
number
just
one
didn't fight.
rule? I was guppy. What was the number one rule if we went somewhere and we got into it?
If one fight, you all fucking fight.
wrong fight.
You better make sure
Bro.
somebody saw you doing something. Because
Yeah.
when we get back
No
in
doubt.
that project, it's gonna go down.
Oh
One
yeah.
person fight, you all remember the big fight in
No
Desire
doubt.
Oh Lord, I kind of knew you was about to lean toward that,
after the
yeah.
basketball game?
Yeah, yeah. Man, that was crazy. Though. It started with me. They tried to jump me.
Man.
Yeah, they
Yep.
tried to jump me
And then
that day.
Tony started swinging, and then everybody was just like, "Here we go, fuck it, here we go."
Tyreek kicking the shit out of me in the back of my head, him and Johnny.
Um,
shout out to Rita, man, and
bro.
JB.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Rita. Rita just had a birthday, you hear me?
Yeah, happy birthday. That's gonna always be my
Happy
little brother.
birthday,
But
Rita. That's right.
you know what's crazy, Gup? You said something about what's one of your fondest memories about the melt. I'ma say, because it's always some side that's it's Clio and it's Martin Luther King, right? One of my fondest memories, one of the things that I'm most proud of right now, I'm talking about 30, 40 years later. We still have our friendships, all those people that's all Clio side.
No
Mm-hmm.
Like we
doubt.
lost a couple of people. We lost Sip, we lost Redhead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, we still got our friendship. And if I miss some people, don't hold me accountable for it. But like, you know what I'm saying? Our friendships from way back then in the '90s is still existing, right? And we still got that who the big brother. You know what I'm saying? If I was older than you back then, yeah, we grown men. We're grown. What you call me all the time? Big bro, right? You know, when me and Ron talk, all Ron always gonna say, big bro, look, woo wah woo wah woo. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty in it, man. Our friendship wasn't fake back then, so it can't be fake right now.
Yeah,
No
no, that
doubt.
was
No
actually one
doubt.
of our questions from Barkley, from Cam.
Right.
Cameron was like, how each part of the project would look at. Let's talk about MLK side, the medical, and Clio. What do you say the MLK side was known for?
Getting money. If
No
you want to
doubt.
tell the truth, getting money. I'm gonna
Yep.
call a spade a spade, you know, because they was
Oh
doing
yeah.
what we weren't doing on that. You know, we wind up getting it at a certain point, but it always been that on Martin Luther King,
And
you know.
tradition, anywhere you go in Martin Luther King in the nation, they about that business.
Right, right, right.
Anywhere on
Everywhere
And
you
Martin
I
Luther
go.
remember,
King.
I remember being fresh in the know. If you was on Clio side, now I just say I don't want sound. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. Certain people from all Clio couldn't come on Martin Luther King side.
No.
Yeah,
Look,
well,
so
there was two reasons for that, like though, right?
Right, 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 right,
Your
right.
parents didn't want you to go over
The
there.
parents,
yeah.
right, right. That's what I, yeah, right,
Yeah, it wasn't because they wasn't
You
allowed. The
know, I'm
parents was
younger
like,
than
"Fuck
y'all,
no, you
right?
wasn't going there."
right. No,
My
right,
mama wasn't having that when I was a kid. My mama and we you know we our front door was the middle court, so she wasn't having that. Don't go cross that ramp. I bet not catch you. And we stayed in the driveway playing football on Errata and Clio. Like you know what I'm saying?
right,
Like
right,
my
right.
mama wasn't with that. We'll go over there, go to the store, whatever like that. But it wasn't whatever. She with my mom, she just knew the dangers of that side
See,
of
this the thing. Right,
what your
wrong. The
son
thing
could
is,
possibly be getting into hanging over there. You know what I'm saying?
you got to realize, like your mom and them old enough to understand niggas like my daddy, Hong Kong. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like that and what they was known for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they over there. Cause I remember for the longest, man, when Kong used, man, like, that's a whole
Oh
different
boy,
topic. Yeah, that's a whole different
oh
story.
boy.
That, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
always to the big homie, man. Rest in peace, Hong Kong, man. Real
What
milk
would you
legend.
say? What would you say the middle court was known for?
Everything under the sun. When the lights go down, everything under the sun. You hear me? Yeah,
Boy, the
for
middle court
sure.
had so much shit going. That was probably the most diverse area in the history of the
Don't get
projects.
caught. Niggas say don't get caught.
You can run into some punks there. You can run into drugs,
Everything.
bro.
That bitch
Bro, the
stayed
middle
dark.
court
Ain't a
had,
light in the middle court. Ain't a
On
bro.
the
They
light
didn't
real.
have a
back there.
single
You
light in the middle court,
On the real, man.
hear me?
Man.
bro. The
No,
middle
bro.
court was probably the most suspect part of New Orleans, if not,
Niggas say,
probably for sure in our
niggas say,
project.
look, Guppy, they say the other side, when you get on Bourbon Street, that side they tell you don't cross. That's
The
first, right?
rainbow lane.
Yeah, that's first. And then you got the middle coat.
Bro, the middle court. Because there was no lights in there, so you didn't know what you was running across.
Right, right. Then Katie dropping hits, talking about in the middle coat.
Sing it for us, huh? Sing
Oh
it for
no,
us,
we will
huh?
not
Let's
be
go,
doing
bitch.
that. Will not come
No,
on
bitch.
Harper Duet.
No, bitch. Quiet on the creek. You hear me?
Hard the one singing in the middle court, the middle court verse.
We will not be doing that one there.
Quiet on the creek.
Hey, what was the intro to that song?
What?
Katie in the hole.
Hey, Katie in the hoes is hungry.
Shout out to Katie Red, man.
No, Katie. I was
Shout out to Kid and the hoes. You hear me?
here you go, Guppy. I remember. You can joke if you want, Katie Red caught the slipping in his down chair. Man, that's crazy, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
for
bro,
sure.
you want to know what's fucked up? Like the
What?
hoes in Katie's group was all the chicks that we hung out with.
I'm trying to tell you,
The
bro.
hoes was all the chicks we hung out with.
For
We
sure,
knew the
they
song
legit though.
before they made it to Sam's. We knew the hit
Before it came out.
before it came out.
On the porch. On the porch. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Oh, bro. Hey, Harper, was you with us? I don't know if Harper was with us when the motherfucker jumped out of us on the ramp and Flea fell in
Man,
front
you
of me and I
crazy,
got
man.
caught.
Yes, indeed. I remember that. We was by
You
around
remember?
by my
Like,
grandma's house. Yeah, with the
yeah,
shotgun.
that and
Yeah, I
fucking
remember
Flea
that.
fell in front of me and the motherfuckers caught me. I'm like one of the fastest motherfuckers in our group. I tried to pick Flea up. That's how I got caught.
Man, yeah, I remember
He
that,
fell in
man.
front of me and I tried to pick him up.
Yeah, free flicker, man.
That motherfucker had that
Free
sawed
flicker.
off in my
He be
face.
home in a minute, you hear me?
Yep, yep.
Hey, bro, you want to know what's so fucked up about that? When he robbed me, that motherfucker got $11, my ID. I was just home from my freshman year of college. I was home
Right.
maybe 2 weeks. He got $11, my ID, but that motherfucker had that sawed off in my face. I'm like, hey dog, here you go. Here you go. You want
That's
it?
crazy,
Take it.
You
You
man.
can
know,
have $11. But
even
I was
after
smart
that,
enough. I remember the license plate number.
Right.
so I remember after
And they
that.
they
See, I
fucking
wasn't
found
on.
the
I
car.
was
And
on
they found my
Clio.
ID too in that car.
I was on Clio and saw y'all running across. That's when
Yep.
everybody started telling us what happened. So we started looking out for the car. So I knew
Yep.
a few of them. I ain't gonna say no names, but a few big dogs came through. Like, what kind of car that was?
Right,
And the
right,
car
And they
right,
went
came
on
right.
the
back,
other.
circled back.
They went on MLK side.
Yeah, the
Yep.
car circled back, but the only look, you
They
heard
went
nothing
on
but shots after
MLK
that.
side and got shot at.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. We
Yeah,
because we was just
I've never
chilling
been
that
so
night.
mad at Flea in my life.
We was just chilling that night for them to either
So here's
spend.
what happened. We was bullshitting because every time a car
Right.
passed, Mike D would be like, watch out, heads up. He kept saying that shit. Because Rob Bailey was off the ramp talking to somebody. And every
Right.
time a car passed, Mike D would
Shout
be like,
out to
heads up,
Rob, you
heads
heard
up.
me?
Yeah.
We be home. We
Mike
be
D would be
home in
like,
a
heads
few.
up. Yeah. And then the one time he didn't fucking say, when the one time he did say heads up, there's this fucking car that pulled up. And we all turned around and bro, and all of us was, if you can think of anybody that was on that ramp, all of us was on that fucking ramp.
That's what I'm about to say. Everybody that hung together. We was there that day. Everybody.
And that fucking flea fell in front of me, man. And I was the lowest on the ramp. I was the last one, like toward the bottom of the ramp. So I was closest to the car. That fucking flea. I should have just jumped over.
Gub. Not to cut you off, but I want to say something before we get deep off in the podcast, because I don't never want them to ever feel like I forgot about him, man. Always gonna be free my dog Sherman, bro. You know what I'm saying? If
Hell
you know
yeah.
the situation,
Free
you know what I'm
Dougaloo.
saying? That's one of my big brothers out the project. You know what I'm
Hell yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So Dougaloo, man, free Sherman.
Believe
You
that.
know,
Believe that.
you know what I'm saying?
Free
Yeah.
Dougaloo, for sure.
Bro.
The state of Alabama had to do right by that and get our brother home, for sure.
Right. That ain't no regular Joes. My dog on death row, man.
I know there ain't no
That's
regular
cool.
Joes, but fuck. All we had to do is just support him. And what a good thing about that is that he's trying to do good for everybody. Like he's
Right.
fighting this death row shit in there.
You know what I talked to him and I told him the other day we was talking and I told him, I say, bro, I say the crazy part is because I feel my life going off into the health side of things, like with kids and stuff like that. I say, man, you gonna come home because it was a lesson. Because he got convicted like on some kangaroo court shit, right? Because I mean, the people going to McDonald's, the jury and all that, they're going to McDonald's with the regular people and the thing, like in the audience, like it's some bullshit on, how they ran their town or whatever. But I was just telling them, when you come home, you gonna have a story none of us gonna be able to tell, and you gonna be able to touch people that none of us gonna be able to reach. Just be prepared for, because I feel like deep in my heart, you gonna come home. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah,
really. You're
I
not
feel
really
like that
fulfilled
too,
out
man.
there.
Just because the good that he's trying to do. Now,
Not even
I
trying,
also
bro.
believe in fucking like karma. Like
You
he's
gotta
been fighting for
understand,
years. Like been
bro.
fighting to get this Alabama death row shit overturned. And I mean, like you say, that's our big brother. Like
Right,
he's our big brother.
right.
You know. So shout out to Doug and Lou.
I ain't
So
got a guess, man.
let's
But
talk
I'm just
about this. Let's talk. We speaking on this justice and shit. You know, you went to Cameron University in fucking Lawton, Oklahoma after high school. Why?
yeah. Coach John. Coach John. He had the hookup. You hear me? I knew I wanted to go to college. You know what I'm saying? That was a great experience, though, believe it or not. It was a short lived experience, but and a
Mhm.
lot of people don't even know I touched a college campus. You know what
I
I'm
know
saying?
a lot of people wouldn't think that you did. So it was you,
Right.
Daryl. Didn't somebody
And
else go with
rolling.
y'all?
Rolling.
You, Daryl, and Roland? Okay.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all
Me,
went
Darren
to
Rolling went.
what school was that? It was in Lawton, right?
Cameron. Yeah, we went to
Cameron
Cameron.
University in Lawton, Oklahoma. Yep. And
Yeah.
that wasn't a smooth sell to you, man. You got into some shit there. What happened?
What?
Or was that after the shit you got in
Oh, you talking
Oklahoma?
about in Oklahoma? No, that was after.
Okay.
I really want to talk about that when we get in, when we get, because I just was telling somebody, you wouldn't even believe who my cellie was when I was in Oklahoma. Well, that's that. We gonna really get into it
Yeah.
when we get
How
into
how
that
how,
part.
how so like you said, people didn't know that you touched the college campus. What was your college experience like?
Man, I loved it. Like if I wouldn't have, we went really for basketball. You know what I'm saying? We went because they didn't have a football team. We went for basketball, and and I loved it though, man. You know what I'm saying? Being somewhere away from home, you know what I'm saying? Have to basically prepare for what you're doing on your own. Every day
Right.
you got to do you. You got to make you. And then I wind up, getting in beast mode, so it became a little easier. You know what I'm saying? But college is college, man. I loved it.
Yeah. And then you guys y'all came back home after that, and then
Yeah.
uh I remember you motherfuckers went up there, started lifting weights and shit. Y'all was excited to come home and show everybody y'all new figures and shit.
Yeah, when we came back, we played basketball in Keller Park, and people like was surprised. Like I was jumping out the gym, and like, man, this is normal. We did this every day at school.
hmm
Like, yep. But that was a
and
beautiful.
it's funny because like obviously I know your story and the people know you guys' story. Like a lot of people, and now I will get. So my niece just graduated from Booker T 2 years ago, and they put numbers of people in college right now, but it wasn't that very common for people from Booker T to go to college,
No, not at all.
right? And that's why you like when you say people probably didn't expect, people didn't know that you touched the college campus because it wasn't that common,
Right,
right? It just not one of the things that was there.
right.
Nah,
And
bro.
and then you came back. What you spent a year up there, and you was like, "Fuck this, it's not for me."
No, no, no. I left. But what was crazy is I wound up having to go back to Oklahoma because of Katrina.
hmm
Right,
And
Katrina
we
hit.
coming up on what the 21st anniversary of Katrina in 9 days.
No, uh, 20. Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
21.
21st. So you went back to Oklahoma for Katrina, and then you got into some shit. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that was crazy though. I wound up getting in some serious shit out there where I thought, you know what I'm saying, it was niggas was gonna stick to the G code. I almost got myself 100 years out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they almost locked me away from 100 years. So I started laughing when we was talking about the Oklahoma situation because this is Googleable, right? You can go Google this shit. If you Google the Red River Strangler, right? That was my celly in jail in Oklahoma. The man had over 40 something murders by strangulation. And I'll never forget the day I went in that cell. Like the whole Dawn beating down like boom, 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 man, no, don't go in there. I'm like, who the fuck? Who he God? I'm going in there. But you got to realize too, in Oklahoma they got racism, and it's open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got racism, they got gang activity. So I see the big white boy, he like 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", 300 and something pounds. That don't shake me. Yeah, if you know me, you know me. That don't move me. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, don't go in there. I'm like, I'm going in there. You know what I'm saying? So I get by the door. I'm like, look, man, you gonna have a problem? He like, no. He started laughing. I said, so what they talking about? He like, man, because of the charge I'm on. He was came down on a court order because they were trying to clean the books on some more strangulation. They were trying to give him like 20 something more or whatever. Right? Big John was his name. I can't remember his whole name. We used to call him Big John. He come down as he was the Red River Strangler. That was his, you know, what he was charged. He's like 30 something counts of strangulation or something like that. It's a high number. I know that. I don't know the exact number. But when I get in the cell, he tell me his charge. I'm like, we gonna have a problem. He started laughing. He like, no. I said, you know, wind up being one of the best people I could have met because he was a military man. He
For
had
real?
he Air Force. Man, some of the best EPs I ever heard about strategic strategy and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Air Force. He had but he got dishonorably discharged. And he just started
I
doing
think if
wild.
you fucking strangling people, you had something that was off. So-
Right.
So Hov, how
Right.
many years you put in back there?
What you mean in jail off and on? See, I'm what you call it.
Off
I'm
and
what you
on.
call a
Off
smart
and on.
criminal. I didn't have to do long stretches but I stretched my stretches out, if that makes sense. Like I might do something today and be like, see, the
Don't
most
do
time I
nothing today.
probably got under my whole belt is like about 7 years from a juvenile to adult because I learned like my pops used to say stuff. You ain't gotta do something every time. You just gotta make it look as gruesome as possible when you do it, right? To get your point across. It may sound crazy, but that's you know what I'm saying. When you get your point across, you know. So now when I'm going to jail, I'm always a tear rep. You know, y'all know my story. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Tell us about it. Tell us about it. Tell us about you being tip rap. You hear me?
I'm going in there and I'm telling them out the dump. I can't nobody feed me. I gotta feed myself. And what you mean? What you mean? What I mean? Either you give me that spoon, or I'm gonna take it from you. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I was taught how to do time as a kid, though. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know, I had this phase in my when we was in the project where they was calling me Debo. You know what I'm saying? I had all these, different names or whatever, dealing with the personality that I was. You know what I'm saying? I used to be the bully. You know, even in jail. Like we talk about the county jail in Oklahoma. I sent thousands of dollars at home from out the county jail in a whole different state. Like I'm gonna make it do what it do every time I do what it do.
No doubt.
You know. Yep.
You,
No doubt.
you had a reputation of just knocking motherfuckers out, man. Like it was like if you seen the movie Friday, Debo, that was hard. Like
That was
They used to
hard. That
call me
what he had to
Debo.
do.
They used to call me Tylenol PM. I'm guaranteed to put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Just saying. But no, it's
this
crazy. I had
dude.
to learn that though. I had to learn that.
But that was that a part of survival for you though?
It's a beautiful art form, is what I want to see. Because once you learn how to do it, I don't have to stand there and do all that long time. I know what to touch and how to touch it. Pause. Hold up, let me put a pause in there.
I was about to
No,
diddy you right
no
there, bro.
did it. No did it.
I
Yeah.
was about to diddy
You
the
gonna
fuck
touch
out of
that?
you right there.
Oh no, pause. Nah, man. Like I just learned. Like it becomes natural when you done had as many fights as I done had. It becomes natural. And I ain't trying to be there that long. I'm trying to sing
Bro.
That boy, he told he was on that Diddy mode for a second, bro. I had to.
you. Yeah,
That
I wasn't gonna let that one go. Now you know what's crazy though, bro. Listen, this now that we, because I want to come to the present, and this is the conversation that me and Rome had on the neutral ground. First of all, we was talking the beauty and having. We touched on in the beginning the beauty and having men in your life being a little boy, right? Because if you never see the example, you'll never understand what your capabilities is at some
right.
point, because you got to see it, right? We were all fortunate at some point in time to be. We saw it from men, manly men, right? I'm gonna just say that. And the beauty is now we're older and we having children and we're around kids, and because my daddy used to have this saying. He told me before he closed his eyes, he said, "Before I die, I want you to understand this here, right? Everything you need moving forward, I gave it to you already. All you got to do is play the tape back." And it didn't make no sense when he was telling it to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Play the tape back. But I found myself in my house the other day laughing because I knew exactly what he was saying. All I got to do is sit down and think about conversation me and him had. And he gave me the answer to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have children that deal with anger issues. I know how to combat that. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we dealing with kids that's in the city of New Orleans, and it's becoming like a normal conversation. Like, they dealing with suicide attempts. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and this is like we didn't hear nothing like that when we were young. The
Right.
pressures of just being a kid, man, is, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to be a parent when you should just be a kid. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? You can't,
Mm-hmm.
because mama made a bad decision.
Now I
That's
got to
not
be a
on
parent.
you. That's not on you.
Right.
That's not on you, man. I tell my son all the time, because if y'all know my child. Like, I kind of, you know, he's gonna do something. He better do something. Fucking 6'7", 353. You know what I'm saying? But I try to tell him, man, whenever you go, whatever you do, you don't owe me nothing, right?
Yeah.
Don't be
Yeah. I was
saying,
going to say that. Let's start with Rome real quick. How do you pass that on to your kids? Like, knowing your experience, Rome, how do you pass on to your kid to do different?
So okay. So it come to me at this point on how to do different, right? So I had my pops was born and raised in New Orleans, but my pops wasn't never around. My pops
Mm-hmm.
wasn't never around. So with lessons in life, I knew I ain't won't be nothing like him. So even like Harper said, his daddy gave him the playbook. My daddy gave me the playbook. I ain't won't be nothing like him. You know what I'm saying? That was
Yep.
the
Yeah.
playbook.
You got
So
the
with
playbook. It was just different than what
right,
people expected it to
right,
be.
it is. So even with that, like with my kids, like today, like where I grew up, I got like a no give up spirit. I don't care what it is because I've seen failure. I've been at the bottom. I was raised at the bottom. We ain't had shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm from everything. Mismatched socks, hand it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Waiting on food, you know what I'm saying? Commodity. Like we did it all.
Yeah, and you had
So
a
ain't
you had a big ass family.
right,
fucking right.
right,
We had 11 children in the house, and by the time my mama had her youngest child, my oldest sister started having children. So we grew up 3-bedroom house, like, you know what I'm saying. And the boys had to share one room, the girls shared a room. My mama had a room with kids on the floor in that motherfucker. You heard me? It was hot in that bitch at time. We used to have to rub ice on our body to get to sleep. That's so moving in life now, man. I'm blessed, and
You
and
right,
know,
right,
and
you
you
guys
know,
know I've been doing this media shit for a while. Like, and that's the one of the part I love about this podcast, and this is my third one, is that I get to bring my friends on and people get to hear our stories, right?
no
Like
doubt,
people
Dog,
wouldn't even imagine. Like
they
the shit, people wouldn't even
can't
imagine the shit
imagine.
that.
Our house on Martin Luther King, once we moved to Martin Luther King into a 4-bedroom,
I'm about to say them
that bitch had a
4-bedroom.
furnace
Yeah.
underneath it. You hear me? Like, you know what I'm saying? That bitch had a furnace. So we feeling the heat from the furnace underneath, like the floor hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just the shit that we seen in the project. So when I say I got a no give up type spirit, as long as God giving me these legs to keep moving, man, I know He gonna bless every step I take. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that. Like you can see my size. I ain't miss a meal. Like real talk, I ain't miss a meal growing up. It's like I wasn't hungry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because God always made a way for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then the people around me, man. That's why I thank God for the friends that I did have growing up in the project. We come from the same walk of life on some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Bro, remember
passing
we
that
had
on.
when my mom moved on Simon Bolivar and we had like a sleepover for like 3 days in a row. My mom was like, "Them motherfuckers snoring like no other."
Yeah,
It was
and
me,
we
you,
ate
Bishop,
good. You hear me?
Tyrone,
We
Z.
ate good.
Yeah,
You know what
we
I'm
was in
saying?
that bitch for 3 days in
Yeah,
a row, just sleeping and
yeah,
chilling,
man.
making rap songs.
Yeah.
C
Uh-huh.
L I
I
O
O
C.
CLIO, bitch. I want you
Bitch,
to
I
know.
want you to
Yeah,
know.
man. Man.
Know what?
Yeah,
Know
bro.
what,
I
Governor? That's
passed that
funny
on
that
to my
y'all say.
kids, bro.
I
Yeah.
want to say this part about this here. Hold on, I'm gonna intervene a little bit. Y'all know this here in the hood. That was the beautiful part about it, right? Because if nobody, because you know Tater, I'm gonna say Tater and them, right? Remember Mr. P, we had came into some money, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we was, and Tater had used to have a couple of extra dollars. So if your partner had a couple of extra dollars, how many times you done went split a ham sandwich or a hot
Yeah.
sausage on French or whatever?
Yeah.
On
You know
French,
what
Like
I'm
yeah,
saying?
that,
Four,
yeah.
5 people
yeah.
eating that.
Like
You know what
that.
I'm saying? Tater got the
Mm-hmm.
$10 today, so we gonna go split. It might be 6 of us riding around the day together or whatever. But we gonna take that hot sausage on French, and everybody gonna get a piece of that hot sausage.
Chop that
You know
bitch
what
up,
I'm
you
saying?
hear me? Quarter
Yep.
That, and
pieces, you
that
hear me?
and that was
Quarter
about.
pieces.
And that's what it was about, and that's what we did. Like that was the norm for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like
We came
if you
together
look
like
back
a
on it
family.
today, you'd be like, "Oh fuck, we really was struggling." But back
Yep.
then,
Yeah.
it was the norm. Like we looked out for
This
each other.
some Yeah, we ain't look at it no different. This how we were raised. People don't know, bro. Like at one time, my little clique, all us we ain't had nothing to eat that day, but we played football, basketball all day. When it
And we
Yep.
got
ain't think
time for
about
us to
food.
eat, everybody house got commodity. You know what I'm saying, or some
Right.
food stamp or
Right.
something. We ain't had much, but we may have had the grape juice. Wickham had the potted egg.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, Bergen them might have had the motherfucking grits. Derek them had the sausage. Z them
Hold
had
up,
some.
hold up,
I
Ron.
remember
Hold up,
one night
Ron.
we put all
Hold
that
up,
shit
Ron. Hold up,
together
Ron. Hold up.
and we
Hold
feast.
up,
You heard
Ron.
me?
Hold up. You talking about Diddy.
No, get it,
That's Diddy in
nigga.
the clique there. We don't want to know
Yeah,
about Derek and his
we
sausage.
all yeah
bro,
we always made sure that
bro,
each other were
we was
taken
a
care of.
family. We was a
Yeah, right.
family,
Real
bro.
talk. Real talk.
We made shit come together, and we did that shit every day, man. Like that's how we live. Mm-hmm.
Every single day, you legit divided shit. Like if you put all your shit together and divided shit.
It's
No
beauty
doubt,
in struggling, and that's what people don't know, Ron. That's the beauty. That's what me and you
no
was
doubt.
talking about. Ain't nothing like a
Uh-huh.
beautiful struggle, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful
Because you know on the
struggle.
other side of this here, that's the
Yes,
pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
yes. Uh-huh. Pot of gold into the rainbow. You know what I'm saying?
Real
That's
talk.
why we
Ain't
so.
nothing like
That's why we
overcoming
so
some shit.
like this with each other. You know what I'm saying? We grew up on some same struggle type shit, and we
Yep.
respected everybody within that struggle. It wasn't, yeah,
Hey, I want to ask y'all this question. You think it's weird, like, so we in our 40s, knowing each other since we were single digits, that nobody outside the people that we've lost to murder, like we never really lost friends that died of
Right.
natural causes. Like all of our friends have been
Big
murdered.
Hogan, you hear me? Big Hogan. Rest in peace to Big
Besides
Hogan,
Big
you dig?
Hogan recently within the last 2
Mm-hmm.
years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That we never just fell out as we got older.
And even if we did, it's on some old chump ass bullshit, and we
Chump
right
ass
back
some bullshit
talking,
that can
man.
easily be
Yeah,
over.
come on,
That
man.
can easily
Or
How
be
some
you
over.
silly
gonna
shit.
It,
You
it
dig?
it's just
how
weird,
you
right?
gonna come to me and tell me you feel some type of way about somebody you got over 30 years with of a relate? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep no disrespect, man. I don't want to hear that bitch ass shit. Whatever it is, fix it. Cause now on some real shit, you already know,
Real
and I'm not
talk.
sugarcoating. I don't want to
Real
hear that. How
talk.
you got into it with him? You got 30 years of this here. You don't know if this is of value. If it, man, listen,
Mhm.
if you ain't bringing no home to my kids, now, because things change and people get psychology, they get mental and all that. If you harming my child, I don't care who you is. I'm going to address that off the top.
Yeah,
No doubt.
But anything
No
else,
doubt.
yeah.
especially to a nigga that I grew up with, man, that's minor, man.
No
That's
doubt.
minor.
Always
We
man.
not about to be getting
No
into it. Not when we
doubt.
got 30 years of this here.
No
30
doubt.
That don't
plus.
make no sense.
30%. And some people 40.
Right, right, for real.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
how do you guys prevent your kids from falling into the traps that we've seen out you guys or that we've seen our friends fall into as kids? As a parent, how do you prevent that?
I know. And my view of it this way would be: see, I know education is everything, and that's what I'm gonna say learning, because sometimes people take the word education and learning different. Learning, right? I remember when I was young, I was a hard head at learning. You know what I'm saying? At learning something, even with education type shit, or learning a skill, or learning whatever. So at this time, it's like being on my kids about learning knowledge. But what the movie Minister Society, don't be about drinking your juice. You know what I'm saying? Putting itty bitty bullets of knowledge in your head. You heard me, and filling your head with knowledge, so you able to overcome. So you ain't gotta look back to the project I had to do. You know what I'm saying? I felt like my life growing up in the project was the first steps of my foundation. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? My mama knew was implants from Mississippi. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So had nothing there, and when they made it to New Orleans, they ain't had nothing here. So my generation, my brothers and sisters, we started the stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? So it's just giving them knowledge and giving them confidence to act on the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's all it is. Confidence. They may even have the knowledge, but if they ain't got the confidence to put it in play, we lost. You know what I'm saying? So confidence and knowledge. Have confidence about your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That
So
part.
Harp, I got a different question for you because your son is to the age now, a high schooler. How you prevent him from making some of the same mistakes that you made?
First of all, I tell them off the top, I like to lead by example. You can't do or go through what I went through because that's the reason why I did it. It may not make sense, but why would you, any experience that could come from a negative as a youth, I've been through it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
You've been through some
Whether it
shit,
be
bro.
juvenile time, we ain't getting into the depths of some of the things I done did, but y'all know it. You know what I'm saying? They don't call me the first 48 for nothing. You know what I'm saying? On some real, on some real
That's
shit.
that's part
Like,
two. That's part two.
right. But man, even with Big Ron was just the question, man, we tapped on this on the neutral ground. I want to say something. Because sometimes giving credit where credit is due could help a lot, especially in a child's relationship. We, as fathers, we get mad sometimes with mothers, but I'm blessed to say that, and I'm about to say this here in front of a national audience, right?
Live
I'm
on
blessed to say
podcast.
that. I'm blessed to say that my children were blessed with a mother that understood. As much as me and her fuss, and we do all the things that you know what I'm saying, but she was a hands-on mother, and I tilt my hat off to her. You know what I'm saying?
Big
And it's
time.
some real talk. I got a daughter that's in her second year at LSU. I got another daughter that's running a. You can't get to it if you won't get your health fixed. You got to book 2 weeks in advance. And my son probably gonna be one of the nice top recruits in the state of Louisiana this year for football. But that
That's
comes
what's
from
up.
somewhere because I'm not there every day. Yet
Mhm.
my words are valuable to my children because and they let me know it all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? The conversations we have are very valuable. Well, you got to give credit to where they got mothers that we fuss, but you're hands on and you working your plan. And like I said, I commend my baby mom because she got my children in what's the word I'm looking for? In a position to become productive citizens. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
sense, huh?
You you
Make
you
sense.
think you think that's what? Well, I'm gonna speak just from experience. Your pops was a extraordinary dude because I knew him all my life. But you think that not having that other selfish side from a mom perspective hurt you a little bit?
Man, I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. The mirror. I was in a relationship with a female out of the Desire Project, but I ain't gonna call her name. I want to, but I'm not. And she told me one time, she said,
Because you're on your
"Man,
way
I'm
over there right now,
huh? No, 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 no. I got put out the camp. I was too loud on the creek.
huh?
Look, so bam. So she told me something. She said, well, I'm gonna tell you exactly like she said it. She said, "Bitch, you got a black heart." I'm like, "What you mean?" She said, "You'll never understand." She said, "Cause I could see it." She said, "It's easy if me and you get into it. You could just completely shut me off, and it ain't nothing." She said, "A person that didn't had a woman in their life all from the beginning would understand the softer side of things sometimes." And I had to look at myself, like, cause it makes sense what she's saying, right? Cause my biggest thing is if you're gonna go, go. Because people have gone before you. I don't care nothing about that. Leave if you're gonna leave. I don't care. But she said you wouldn't feel that way if you'd have had the relationship with your mama or you had a longer relationship with your grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? Women relationships or whatever. And I'm just saying that
Mhm.
made sense. That made a lot of sense when she told me that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And let's get into our final thoughts of this episode because we are coming back with part two because there's a lot of shit that we didn't
For
touch
real.
on that we want to touch
For
on.
real. We need a
Uh,
part two.
we will definitely give people a part two, and then hopefully our other co-hosts can join us for part two. Let's leave our listeners with some final thoughts. Big Grown.
Um, just I'm gonna say this once again, man. It's a blessing to be y'all brother. Like real talk. Like and I'm the oldest boy in my household, my family growing up. So to have older cats that I can talk to, learn from, such and such, and see me along the way, man. That's a big blessing in itself. And I also want to say this here: we got to remember, man, we got to show up in droves. You dig? I'm back to the city. My first year back to the city. We fucking with that Melv reunion. Melv reunion, September
Plug the
26th.
Ralph
You know what I'm
reunion.
saying?
What's that date on that? Can we look that up real
September
quick?
September
27th.
26th is the reunion. The 27th is the picnic. So we in the building, Mel Podcast, we're gonna have our table too. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Harp.
Man, it's the beauty in doing things like this, man. You know what I'm saying? We tapped on it earlier. We got 30 something years plus years, some of us 40 of our friendships. You know what I'm saying? We saw the good, we saw the bad, we saw the ugly, all that we did together. You know what I'm saying? From CL to ML. You know what I'm saying? However you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? And we're speaking now from adulthood. We're responsible for what the people hear, the listeners hear now. So what I would have did as a child, I don't do as an adult now. And I want to say, so I want to share something with all men that's listening to this podcast. Sometimes the beauty in growing is having a conversation with the boy. And what that means is
Wow.
when you talk to the boy, being a man, you can get a lot of things figured out. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Love
Ladies
y'all,
and
bro.
gentlemen,
Sure. Love
ladies
you
and
too,
gentlemen,
homie.
this has been part 1 of our conversation with Big Harp. We boy Guppy G, Big Rome. Stay tuned for part 2. Rome, hit him with the date to that Melphamine reunion.
September 26th this year. September 26th is the reunion. September 27th is the picnic.
Where's the picnic held?
Right on Martin
I'm
Luther
gonna
King.
hit y'all back
No,
with
Martin
right
that.
Luther
on
King in the
Martin Luther
park,
King in the park.
In the
and the
park. I
reunion
guess
is
in the
where?
park.
The reunion
Where the
at
reunion at?
Roosevelt. At the
Roosevelt
at
Gym.
Roosevelt.
Reunion at
Yeah.
Rosenwald Gym. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Melphamine Brothers podcast. I'm your boy Gubby G, my co-host Big Rome, Brian, Tater, Wayne, Z, our special guest Big Harp. We're coming back to you with part 2 next week. I want to thank you for tuning in to this one. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank you.